If you're a fan of the Toyota Land Cruiser V8, you probably know it has a reputation for being one of the toughest and most reliable SUVs in the world. But like any vehicle, it's not without its problems. And today, we're breaking down some of the most common issues Land Cruiser V8 owners face. Let's start with the diesel V8, the 1VD FTV. One of the most serious problems is engine failure caused by oil filter installation errors. The cartridge-style oil filter is held in place by a spout, and if that spout gets stuck in the old filter, the new one can collapse. That cuts off the oil supply, and in just a few hundred kilometers, the engine can completely fail. Another issue is blown head gaskets. A design flaw can cause coolant to leak into the cylinders, especially cylinders 5 and 7. Over time, the acidic coolant doesn't just damage the gasket, it can actually corrode and warp the engine block itself. Owners also report carbon buildup in the EGR coolers and manifolds. If not cleaned regularly, this buildup can affect performance. Then there are the turbo and boost problems. Things like boost leaks from the intercooler or turbo dusting, which you'll notice by the rounded edges on the turbo blades. Now, moving on to problems that affect both petrol and diesel Land Cruiser V8's. Rust and corrosion are common, especially in the 200 series. If dirt or sand gets trapped inside the chassis rails during off-road use, it can hold moisture and lead to rust from the inside out. Many owners also complain about steering vibrations. This isn't always a wheel balance problem, it can actually come from the chassis or steering box. Similarly, some vehicles develop body and exhaust vibrations. Sometimes it's normal, but other times it's linked to things like a dirty throttle body or a cracked exhaust manifold. Speaking of which, exhaust manifold leaks are another issue. A cracked manifold can cause a ticking noise, especially when the engine is cold. And of course, suspension wear is common with heavy off-road use, since the suspension setup is complex and takes a beating over time. So what can owners do? Stick to a strict maintenance schedule with frequent coolant and oil changes. If you take your Land Cruiser off-road, make it a habit to inspect the chassis rails for trapped dirt and check the CV boots for leaks. During oil changes on the diesel V8, make sure the spout in the oil filter is properly installed, because a small mistake can lead to total engine failure. And finally, don't forget to engage your four-wheel drive functions regularly to keep everything moving smoothly. The Toyota Land Cruiser V8 may have its quirks, but with proper care, it can live up to its legendary status as one of the most reliable and capable SUVs ever built.